Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network. Y'all see what we got going on here? As y'all see the thumbnail, y'all read the title under the thumbnail. Yeah, man, today's video is dealing with you guys, Boosie and T.I. Yeah, y'all see the thumbnail. Your boy Boosie ran into T.I. in the ATL club last night. But before I get to that, let me inform y'all about something. Now, I know y'all been seeing a back and forth between Boosie and T.I. floating all around social media at this point. And for those of you who don't know the real reason why Boosie and T.I. is at odds, let me break it down to y'all real quick. So y'all already know that Boosie and T.I., they've been knowing each other for over 20 years. But check this out. Boosie say he never knew that T.I. allegedly told on his cousin for a time cut. So when he heard T.I. did that, he say, man, he had to X-nate on that project that him and T.I. was putting out together. Because Boosie say he got a couple calls from family, friends, and supporters to let him know, no, man, you can't do that project with T.I. because that'll put you in a bad light. There's a lot of people in the streets who respect you for what you stand on. So if you do that album with T.I., they won't look at you the same way. So that's the reason why Boosie went on social media, letting the people know, no, man, there won't be no album with him and T.I. coming out. And check this out, T.I. heard it. He was shocked because T.I.'s like, man, I've been knowing you for over 20 years. You can call me with this information. You can call me to let me know you basically wasting my time and my money trying to put together an album with you. And then you go in an interview and then you go on Vlad, letting the world know, no, man, you're not doing an album with me because you heard I allegedly snitched on my cousin for a time cut. See, for those of you who don't know, Boosie, he do not like nobody telling on nobody. He don't care if you family or friends. Matter of fact, Boosie had a little discontent with Gangsta Williams. Gangsta Williams, whom is Baby and Slim brother out of Louisiana. Yeah, man, the same Slim and Baby who owns Cash Money Records. Their brother, Gangsta Williams. Boosie had an issue with him because Boosie heard that Gangsta Williams told on somebody who's not here to defend themselves for a time cut. Same thing that T.I. allegedly did. But again, T.I. say he was just giving an example that story never really happened. T.I. say he was just giving a different point of view from what his lawyer told him and from what his cousin told him. See, T.I. say his lawyer told him, hey man, you could snitch or you could just take the plea deal. So T.I. say he ran that by his cousin, and his cousin let him know, hey man, if there's anything I can do, I have no problem with taking that rap for you. T.I. said it never happened. He was just explaining the situation. T.I. said it never happened. Y'all won't find no paperwork with his name with him telling on nobody. He say he was just giving an example from what his lawyer wanted him to do and what his cousin said he could do for him. So he said if Boosie wanted to know the truth, that's why he told him to pull up. He wasn't telling Boosie to pull up on no beef type of mess. He was telling Boosie to pull up to resolve the issue because Boosie know his number and Boosie know where he live at. T.I. say, I thought me and Boosie was tight. We've been knowing each other since we both came in the game. We basically both learned from one another. So that's the reason why when I had that issue with Charleston White, I called Boosie to let him know, hey man, this what fam said about my son. And Boosie ended up telling T.I., hey man, Charleston White said the same thing about my son. That's the reason why T.I. and Boosie, they had it out for Charleston White. But check this out. That's what Charleston White spoke on himself. Charleston White said, hey man, he thought the friendship between T.I. and Boosie was tighter than what it was. Charleston White said he never thought that Boosie would run to social media to let the world know that he got a problem with his homeboy he been knowing for 20 years, whom is T.I. It's strange because Charleston White spoke on that before. Charleston White say Boosie and T.I., their friendship is not going to stay together much longer because it's not ran on morals and principles. It's ran on who could be street more than the other. At the same time, they both trying to be family men. Charleston White say you got to pick one side. You can't be a street guy and play family dude at the same time. Your family should be more important than street rules. The reason why Charleston White is saying that because he felt like T.I. treated Boosie like he was family. But the thing is, Boosie, he didn't see T.I. that way. So Charleston White is saying that's the reason why instead of calling T.I. or pulling up to his crib like T.I. had informed him to do, he went to social media. Man, I don't know what's going on. The reason why I'm saying that because it seemed like there's a bunch of older cats. The first thing they want to do is run to social media when they have a problem with somebody. I could break down the whole J.Prince and Offset situation. When Charleston White, T.I. and Boosie had a situation going on. When Charleston White and Whack 100, J.Prince and Charleston White, J.Prince and Whack 100, Like, I could keep going on and on and on. So what I'm trying to understand is that why are the older dudes, why do they feel so in a rush to spill their business on social media when they were the ones teaching us not to put our business on social media? Because the more people you let in your business, it's not going to help resolve the situation. It's actually going to make it worse. Because the more opinions that's in your business doesn't leave room for the truth. Because like I stated, communication is key. So with that being said, that's the reason why when Boosie seen T.I. in the club with his wife Tiny, he didn't want to approach them. Because Boosie knew he was bogus for running to social media first instead of calling T.I., whom he called his homeboy for over 20 years. See, we just got done talking about J.Prince going at Offset on social media out the blue when J.Prince stated out his own mouth that he'd been knowing Offset, the Migos, T.O.P.A. and Coach K for about 10 to 12 years. And he got their phone numbers. So that's the reason why there's a lot of peers of J.Prince who's trying to understand, hey, if you got the dude information, why didn't you call him? Why the first thing you want to do is run to social media? Same thing that Boosie did with T.I. But like I said, Boosie didn't know that he was going to see T.I. in the club last night. Yeah, my G, I'm happy to say that when Boosie and T.I. seen each other in the club, that nothing happened. Nobody got no paws put on them, and nobody up no burners. And I'm happy to say that, man. Because again, we know what happened with the whole TakeOff situation when Quavo and J.Prince Jr., when they had it out. It resulted in somebody upping the burner and sending up TakeOff. So with that being said, I'm glad that T.I. and Boosie was mature enough that they entourage didn't take it overboard as well, man. Because we know how it goes. Meaning, T.I. and Boosie, they could be cool. But the guys that's affiliated with them, they still not agreeing with either party. Feel what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is the guys who came with T.I., they could still feel like Boosie, he went overboard. He went too far by not calling you, knowing he got your number and he know where you live at. So about Boosie not properly communicating with T.I., T.I. guys could have been like, nah, Boosie, we don't want you around us. Get up out of here. Matter of fact, we finna run you up out of here right now. But none of that happened. Same thing goes for Boosie guys. They didn't act irate in that club. Everybody acted like they had manners when T.I. and Boosie had a conversation. Because again, there's no real reason for this to go overboard, knowing it was just a miscommunication between two guys who've been knowing each other for over 20 years. And again, I'm happy to say as black men, they resolved their issue in a more mature fashion. You understand? Because we all know how this could have went. And that's not something we promoting over here. I told y'all already, folks over here, he promote unity in the community. Feel what I'm saying? And if you feel you can't unify, you can go the other way. Nobody gonna say nothing or do anything to you. We need to let people know when they wrong. If they wrong, they wrong. If they right, they right. You understand? It don't matter if you're family or friends. So that's where T.I. is coming from. Again, because T.I., he felt like he treated Boosie like he was family. Again, T.I., he just wanted to know, hey, my guy, I thought we was better than that. But I told y'all, man, and I'm going to keep pressing this point. And that's black men, we need to communicate with one another better than what we doing. Because the example that we leaving for the next generation is not a good one. It's not something they could pick up and benefit from. Matter of fact, it's only going to end in their untimely demise. So we have to change our mindset based on how we see one another. We should not always view each other as ops. We should view each other as aid and assistance, if needed. You understand? Because nobody could do it alone. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I don't think the older guys understand. Everything we doing, the youth is looking at us. They're looking to mimic, okay? So we have to leave better examples for them to copy. You understand? So all T.I. and Boosie need to do is have a sit down between one another without involving social media. Then they will be able to understand where each other was coming from. You feel me? But you already know, I'm not here to push no goofy activity. I'm only here to push unity, and that's real. That's the reason why you always got to be aware and always stay prepared. But hey, we got more in store. As always, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's worth. Let's get this merch. Subscribe to the PDH Network.